had got me a government phone, so I was coming up with something that I could do to make him mad. You hear me? So he could feel how I felt. So he wakes up, right? He had to be to work from 2. He went to work from 2 to 10, right? 2 to 10. He gets up at 12. And he gone. I'm talking about he get up and he gone. And he was left at 12 and did not come back until the next morning at 8 o'clock. So that was the night to do what I said I was going to do. So what I did was I was texting my phone from the government phone to make it seem like I was texting a dude. So he like, who you texting? Like, I'm texting a dude. So he like, let me see the phone. Who you texting? Who you texting? I'm like, I'm doing the same. I'm on the same stuff you on. I'm on the same stuff you on. 2 can play this game, baby. 2 can play this game. So I'm texting it that I'm gonna leave out, and I go to the back because my mama had a covered porch in the back. So I go out there and I'm texting back or whatever, and then I go back in and I just be sitting on the phone waiting for it to ding or whatever. So he like, oh, you smiling too hard. You smiling too hard. Who you texting? So he snatches my phone. I said, I'm doing the same thing you doing. Nah, I'm only messing with these girls because they give me some money. You ain't got no money. You ain't doing nothing for me. You ain't doing nothing. So I'm messing with these girls so I can get some money because you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing going on. You just broke. You da-da-da. I'm talking about going in on me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, go be with them. I'm so broke. If I'm so broke, go be with them. So then he looking in the phones. I'm like, bro, and to be honest with you, I'm texting myself. So I go get the government phone out the back, and I got my phone in my hand, and I'm showing him both phones at this point. He's still like, nah, you talking to a dude, you talking to a dude. And I'm like, bro, you really slow, like you really delusional as heck. Like, I'm sitting here showing you that I'm not talking to nobody, and you still going for that. But really, it is what it is. He's like, man, I'm gone, man, I'm gone. He tells the kids, bye. And this man started walking down the street. I'm talking, we in Henry County, McDonough, King Mill Road type stuff. He walking down the street. It ain't nothing in sight but some railroad tracks. He walking down the street with his shoes off like a psychopath. So I hopped in the car. I'm driving by him. And someone just told me to, you know what I'm saying? So my mama done passed by. They're like, what you doing? What you doing? And when they said that, I just said, you know what? You got it. I'm like, y'all, I got all the kids in the car, y'all. Finna just hit the gas on his butt. You know what I'm saying? So I end up just turning around. Something just told me he ain't worth it. He ain't worth the time that you have to serve. Just turn around, go back to the house, and don't mess with him no more. Just let that be what it is. And that's what I did. I literally, when he got to where he was going, he texted me and was like, you for real? I looked at the message. Something told me, text him back. But another part of me was like, nah, don't even text him back. So I didn't even respond. I waited 3 days and I responded and I said, yeah. And he never responded back. And from that day on, I was just single parenting. I was trying to figure out how to get myself out of this situation. So I tried to find me a job. I had my car back, y'all. So I was trying to figure out how to get me a job or whatever. Wasn't nobody trying to hire the girl at all. I was like, you know what? The warehouses ain't trying to hire me. Customer service jobs ain't trying to hire me. So you're finna have to go work fast food. So I seen Subway was hiring, y'all. I went and put in the application at Subway, and I ain't had nobody to watch. I ain't had nobody to babysit for my interview. So I called him. I'm like, hey, can you come get our son? Because he was the only one that was home with me at the time, our 2-year-old son. So he was like, all right, I'll come get him. So he pulls up in a Honda Civic with a pink steering wheel cover on it. I said, oh, you and your little girlfriend called, huh? He was like, nah, my homeboy girl let me drive her car up here. My homeboy girl let me drive her car up here. I said, there you go, still lying. Get your son. So he gets my son. I go to my interview. My interview went number 20 minutes. And so by the time he made it back across town, I'm done with my interview by then. So I called him. I'm like, oh, I'm done with my interview. I'm finna come get Kyrie or whatever. He was like, man, I just got him over here. You see that? Every time you be on that BS, you be on that BS. I was like, do you want to keep him for a little bit longer? Because you can. I just go figure out this thing for caps or whatever. So I'm gonna go to the food stamp office or whatever. He was like, man, you always be on that bull. And I'm like, you can keep him for a little while longer. It's no problem. I'm not gonna argue with you. So I hang up the phone. And then I'm at the food stamp office trying to do the little caps thing or whatever. So he called my phone, and I didn't answer the phone because I didn't even hear it ring, to be quite honest with y'all. So then he called it again, and then I answered. He was like, so you don't want to answer your phone? I'm gonna just drop him off at whoever house, whoever the closest. They just gonna call you and let you know to come pick it up. And I'm just like, why are you so hostile? Like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, oh, you with Bruce, huh? And then you trying to show out, you trying to cuss me out and stuff because you around Bruce, huh? He like, man, ain't nobody around, that's your problem right there. You always worry about some other female. You always worry about a whole nother female. You need to worry about your own stuff. You need to get your together. You need to get your together. I'm talking about going in on me, embarrassing as heck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you talking to me like this. I don't want my son around you or that person. So you know what? I'm gonna get my son. So I go to pick my son up. I see the car out there. Y'all, I threw a little pebble at the car. I'm talking about like this small. He's talking about something. You stupid. Shawty calling the police. Shawty calling the police. I didn't even respond to it. I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And he never responded. So shortly after that, I'm working at Subway. My kids in school. I got the caps going and all that. Slowly progressing. I'm putting in applications at every public housing authority there is. I'm talking about Canton. I'm talking about Athens. I'm talking about Covington. Everywhere. Monroe. Jackson. I'm talking about everywhere. I'm putting in applications for housing authority, y'all. So I'm trying to figure out how to get about it, my situation. So I get a Facebook message talking about some, hey, this is such and such. I was going through your baby daddy phone and I seen you had a lot of questions about me. Here's my number. Call me at any time. And I'm just like, not you gonna send me a friend request and send me a message. Who are you? Okay, so yeah, the girl wrote me, introducing herself like, who are you? Who are you exactly? You know what I'm saying? So then shortly after that, I started noticing that every time I get on Facebook, I have her, she had added me on Facebook or whatever. So every time I get on there, she in my views. She always in my views, constantly watching me. So the fact that I see her watching me, yes, I start speaking on you. Yes, I start doing research on you because who are you? Like, who are you exactly? And then I started to ask him, like, bro, are you staying with this girl? Are you with this girl? He was like, nah, I'm sleeping on a bench. I'm sleeping on a bench at the park. And I'm like, bro, if you're sleeping on a bench at the park, call me right now. So he gonna have the audacity to call me. It's a whole brick building behind his head. He's at somebody's apartment in the back. Like, stop lying. You constantly lying, y'all. Just constantly lying about everything. And he was like, you gonna tell me what we have? And I'm like, I'll let you know once I find out or whatever. And then he would reach out to me like, hey, the kids need anything for school? What size do the kids wear? And I would send him a list of the school supply list or whatever, just in case he wanted to buy something. I send him a list size, the kids' clothes sizes and everything. And I kid you not, I never seen any of those items. None whatsoever. So then September comes. It's my son's birthday. Not a phone call, not a text, not a how they doing, how was his day, not a nothing. But I made sure he had a good birthday with my Subway check, with my broke behind. Then it's getting ready to be Halloween. So I had to buy Halloween costumes or whatever. And I wanted to have me a baby shower. So I'm like trying to see if he was going to come to the baby shower or if he wanted to be included or whatever. He was like, yeah, call me or whatever. On the phone or whatever, and he's like, hey, when you go to the doctor the next time? And I was like, I go in 2 days. He was like, well, yeah, I'll go with you, but you gotta come get me though, whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I goes to get him, and he goes to my appointment with me, and he's dogging this girl out. I'm talking about, he talking so bad about this girl, talking about, so yeah, baby mama, I'm finna start scamming, I'm finna get this money. I'm like, you better not go to jail, because that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. I was like, go ahead, do what you do, sir. That's on you. So then I dropped him off at the gas station by the girl apartment, because that's where he told me to drop him off at. So then I go back, and I'm minding my business. Then shortly after that, she reaches out to me, messaging me. I'm talking about going in on me, and I'm going back because I had said her kids was ugly or whatever, because You watching my stuff. She was watching my stuff. Yes, I started speaking on her. Yes, I started speaking about her kids, because on top of her watching my social media, before I even started saying anything about her, she was constantly throwing slick shade and throwing dry shade about me on her page. So, boom. Since you're watching, I'm going to post something. I really wasn't studying you, didn't even know nothing about you, didn't even know who you were. This man was having your phone number saved as Bruce. I was thinking he was gay for a minute. But since she was watching, shoot, he go to show, you know what I'm saying? So she's all in my inbox, going in on me, calling me broke, calling me all kinds of stuff, saying I'm broke, and yeah, I got the same baby daddy, but I ain't got the dude. Okay, so what? You're messing with a dude who's a deadbeat to his own kids, and you already got 2 deadbeat baby daddies, but you're worrying about me, and I'm not even bothering you. So yes, I'm speaking on you, because you need to worry about your own life and your own kids and your own situation, and stop worrying about me and mine. Like, I'm over here working on myself, trying to get myself from being homeless to, you know, progressing. I'm not worrying about him. I'm not worrying about you. I'm not worrying about y'all. But you're constantly watching me. So yes, I'm gonna speak on you. And that's what I was doing, y'all. I was just being petty with the bitch. I ain't even had no problems with her for real at all. Just being petty with her. So I done put my little deposit down for my baby shower. I had a little pumpkin princess theme baby shower. It was in the barn or whatever. It was so cute, y'all. And then I asked if he wanted to come. He said he wasn't going to be able to make it. And I was like, well, do you want me to involve you in any other things about the pregnancy? Because you can't make it to no appointments. You can't do anything. You got to sneak to go to an appointment. And I was just like, bro, do I really need to involve you in anything else? Because clearly you really don't care or whatever. But then shortly after that, it's going to be Halloween, y'all. I had on my little Halloween onesie or whatever. Mind y'all, my due date was December 3rd. So I had on my little Miss Potato Head onesie. My kids had their we did a lot of stuff for Halloween. We was going to all the little free events, y'all. You know, they be having some stuff. So then we went to this one particular one at a church at a trunk or treat. So we walking around everywhere. I started having contractions. I started feeling dizzy and lightheaded, and I was ready to go. I'm driving in the car, y'all, on the way home to my mama's house, and I couldn't even make it to my mama's house. I had to pull over to the gas station. I'm cramping real bad. I can't breathe. I'm trying to figure out what to do. So I had like this much water left, and I didn't know what to do, y'all. I called my mom. She was like, call the ambulance. I called the ambulance, and they were on their way. So I called my baby daddy. I'm just like trying to call his phone. He ain't answering the phone. I called one more time. He's still not answering the phone. So since she had to text me and stuff, I called her phone. And I'm on the phone with her, and I'm like, hey, I don't mean to bother you or anything, but I think I'm gonna have a baby. I'm having contractions really, really bad. The ambulance on the way. I'm at the gas station, and they're gonna come pick me up, and my sister's gonna come get the kids, take them to the house or whatever. But tell them to call. I'm gonna go to Piedmont Henry or whatever. So she was like, okay, I'll try to have him call you or whatever. And then y'all, I go to the hospital. I mean, I get in the ambulance, right? This man done cut my whole onesie up off me, his little fat, nasty self. Like, it was like he was ready to see some pregnant body, y'all. I promise you. I was just so scared, and I was hurt so bad. So I'm in the, they take me into the back or whatever. I'm sitting there getting my fluids because I was dehydrated. That's what was going on with me. And they was trying to get me some fluids in my system or whatever. And they hadn't checked me, and I was still closed. So he come in the room, y'all. He's standing next to the door, ain't really making eye contact with me, ain't looking at me at all. He just talking about this girl, y'all. I'm talking about just keep talking about this girl. She really wanted da-da-da, she da-da-da, she this, she this. I'm talking about just talking so highly of this girl. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care, sir. I'm hurting. I don't want to hear about no females. I'm worrying about this female inside of me, not the one that you going inside of. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we talking about that? Yeah, he did not once come touch my stomach. He not once asked how I was doing. He was like, you finna have a baby? And I was like, I don't know. And then they came in and they said that I was just dehydrated and to start drinking more water. And they gave me some fluids and I'd be going home. So he left before I left or whatever. And my mom came to get me. I ain't had no clothes, y'all. I had to go home in a gown. My mama came, but she didn't have no clothes with her or anything. And so I just had to go home with a gown on in the front and a gown on in the back. And it was tied together on the side. Then I had a blanket because it was cold outside. They had no jacket. I'm just like, bro, when I tell you I felt at my lowest point of my life. It was like the lowest point of my life. And then on top of that, it was just like every Friday, my mom drinks really, really bad. She has a drinking problem. Well, she had a drinking problem, I should say. And she drank really, really bad. And she would literally kick me out every Friday. There was once a time where my mom came at me. She was drunk. She was like, that's why your baby daddy left you. And I'm like, why would you even say something like that to me? Your baby daddy left you. Like, you're talking about me. And I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to her or anything. But she said it to me. And I'm just like, I'm pregnant and I'm crying. She hurt my feelings. So I said something to her feelings as well. And then she was like, you got to go. You got to get the H out of my house. You got to get the H out of my house. You texted my husband. And she hadn't gave me a phone. And it looked like her phone that she had currently, but it wasn't. Like, I had my phone in my hand. She had her phone, and she had left it on the roof of her car. Went outside to her car, get the phone. She's talking about someone texting her husband. It was really her texting her husband. She was just that drunk out of her mind that she didn't even realize she had her own phone in her hand. And then she was like, for me to get out, and I had to take my kids with me or whatever. And I kid you not, we slept in the church parking lot that night. Literally had done slept in the church parking lot that night. I reached out to my baby daddy like, can you please send me some money so I can get a room for the night? Me and the kids are sleeping in the parking lot. He was like, man, stop lying, you capping. You do see this, you be doing all that just to get some attention. You doing all this to get some attention, you capping. So I sent him a picture. I'm like, why would I lie about sleeping in a parking lot in a car with my kids? Like, why would I lie about that? And I sent him a picture of us, you know, in the parking lot. And he didn't even do anything to help at all. He didn't send out a lick of money. He didn't even show no lick of concern. He was just like, see, you probably need to just go to your daddy's house or something. So that's when I started calling my dad and talking to my dad or whatever. And I told him what was going on with me and my mom. And then I started going to stay at my dad's house on the weekend. And I would just be at my mama's house Monday through Thursday when I had to work or whatever. So after the whole sleeping in the car situation or whatever, he had asked me if he could get the kids. So I was like, yeah, you can get the kids or whatever. And he came and picked the kids up. When they came back, my son had like scratches on him or whatever. And my son had on some underwear that wasn't his. And they looked dingy and dirty or whatever. And I'm just like, who underwear are those? And my kids was like, those are her son underwear. And I'm like, they got my son wearing her son's underwear. That's nasty. And I was like, do y'all take baths separate? They like, nah, they take baths together. And I'm like, that's nasty. That's two boys. That's two boys that's not even really related taking a bath together. Like, would you want to wear somebody else's drawers? Like, so I'm stressed. I'm talking to them, telling them not stop doing that stuff. And then they was like, you doing too much. Just going in on me or whatever. Because I was just on some like, for y'all to supposedly be scammers and be doing all this flexing and flogging and all this stuff, why is my son wearing somebody else's drawers? Why my son can't take a bath by his own self? Like, that's nasty. So they send the kids back. My son got scratches on his face, a scratch right here on his neck, and it looked like somebody had done tried to choke my baby. That's how I'm looking. I'm over paranoid, and the way his daddy is, I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, what the heck happened to my child? Like, they were saying her son had choked my son. I'm like, you need to keep your son hands to himself, because I teach my son how to beat your son behind. You know what I'm saying? Our kids came back with phones. My daughter came back with an iPhone that only was able to FaceTime. And my son came back with like some kind of Android, but you couldn't even get inside of it. It was just a locked phone. And my son used to always just want to look at the phone. It was just locked. And I kid you not, anything that I said at my mama house after that day, he always knew what I was saying. Anything, like, he just knew everything that I was saying, everything that I was doing. If I was finna go to my dad's house, he knew I was there. If I was finna go somewhere, he just knew everything. I guess he was tracking it on an iPhone, and I feel like that the phone my son had was a listening device, because you could not get into it at all. And he would pop up at my mama house sometimes unannounced, like not even calling or anything. He'd just pop up over there. And then the phone that they gave my daughter, the iPhone that only could FaceTime, I'm like, let me see your phone, because let me see if your location on. So I go to check the phone, and on the wallpaper, they got my baby holding a wad. I'm talking about holding money, smiling. Like, it just felt like they was trying to be funny to me. And I'm just like, that's so freaking petty or whatever. I didn't even say nothing about the picture, because it's whatever, it's a picture. the location off or nothing. And then this was like getting close to Thanksgiving or whatever. So he called my baby phone. They not out of school yet or anything. We helping doing homework or whatever, and we cooking dinner, and we trying to get we always cook together as a family. And then we was doing homework and everything. So my daughter's phone was down in the living room, and we up in the kitchen. So I guess he had been calling her phone, and she had finally answered the phone. And it's a FaceTime call, so we can hear everything. He like, why the H you ain't been answering this mother effing phone? You got me messed up. I'm talking about cussing my baby out. And I'm just like, don't be talking to my child like that. She is only 6 years old. Like, why are you talking to my child like that? What is wrong with you? And when I come over there and I beat your mom, saying he'll beat my butt because she didn't answer her phone, and telling her that I'm the reason why she didn't answer the phone. Like, I put her up to it, but we're doing stuff. We're not just sitting there constantly waiting by your phone. She has homework she has to do. She has to eat her dinner, and then she has to take a bath. Then she could play on the little phone or whatever, and then he'll cut it off when he wanted to cut it off because he had the little scheduling thing. Whatever it is, I forgot what it's called, but he had the little scheduling thing on it, so he'd cut it off when he wanted to cut it off. Like, he was controlling everything. He just wanted to have some kind of sense of control on something. Me and my mom ended up having like a heart-to-heart to where I was able to get everything off my chest, and she was able to get everything off of her chest, and we was able to hash it out and get a better relationship closer to time, you know. And I had got a letter in the mail, y'all. This is like November. I get a letter in the mail saying that I was selected for Athens housing. So I had to go down there to do the paperwork or whatever. So I asked my mom if she could go with me to do paperwork. It was just me, her, and my son, while the other was at work, and my sister was gonna watch the other two when they got home from school and pick one of my kids up from daycare, because she went to preschool out of daycare. But anywho, so we go down there and I'm doing the paperwork. I was able to drive or whatever and see where I was gonna be at. I stayed in LEB on the east side of Athens. Yeah. And yeah, I was excited to just have my own, you know what I'm saying? So I go sign the paperwork or whatever. I didn't get to go see the actual unit, but I was able to go sign the paperwork and turn in all my documents that they needed. And my mom rode with me, and we rode around, you know, Athens to see what it was like and everything down there. And then we had got some Bojangles, and we talked, and we went back home to her house. So this was like November-ish, so it's getting closer, you know, to Thanksgiving. And we had like a little party in the back. Like, my mom's house was fun when it was fun, and it was sad when it was sad. But like, we was having a good time at this point in my pregnancy, and at this point in my life, we was, you know, bonding together. So we had Thanksgiving, and y'all, I was pregnant out there. I was dancing, turning up, and I had packed my bag. I had been buying my stuff and all my pregnancy stuff, and I had the baby shower, and I had everything I needed or whatever. So I had to pack me a bag, pack the baby bag, and I was like, someone just telling me to put this in my mama's car. So I had to went and put the stuff in my mama's car, in her trunk or whatever. I kid you not. That was Thanksgiving is always on the Thursday, y'all. So that Friday came, I had warmed up leftovers, and I was feeding the kids, and we was just playing and bonding and cleaning up real good or whatever, cleaning up the living room real good, because that's what we was sleeping at. And then I was getting their hair together, making sure they was good, so when I was gone, they was all right or whatever, just in case, you know, something happened, because it was getting close to be December 3rd. So and my C-section was scheduled for December 3rd, which was a Monday. December 2nd, which was a, hold on, when was I forgot what date my C-section was scheduled for. I think it was on a Monday. But anywho, I didn't make it, y'all. I'm sitting down. I had sat down on the floor so I could sit down and watch a movie with the kids. And I was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I got up, and it just said, whoosh. And that stuff just kept coming out of me and kept coming out of me. Out of all four of my kids, I never had my water to break, y'all. And when I tell y'all, that felt so nasty. I was just like, Mom, it just keep coming down my leg, Mom. And she in there having her little cocktails for the night. Oh, that stuff was coming down my leg. And I was just like, Mom, I think my water broke. And I was just talking to the kids the day before, like, bro, what happened if my water break? And it broke. I ain't never had that happen before. It felt nasty. So I felt like because I had 3 C-sections prior, that I needed to just go to the nearest hospital. I didn't even go to Emory, Decatur, where I was supposed to really go. So we went to Piedmont Henry, y'all, and we go in there, and I'm like, my water broke, and it's just trickling down my leg. It's all these people in the waiting room, and they like, oh, forget him. She need to go to the back. Y'all sitting there, got her waiting, got her sitting in this wheelchair. She just leaking. She need to go to the back. She need to go to the back. Oh, forget me. I'm all right. She need to go to the back. They was like mad at the hospital because I'm out there, water broke. Not, you know, they needed to control that. So, because it was dangerous or whatever. So then they take me to the back or whatever, and I'm laying in the bed. So let me just tell y'all where we're at now. So we are currently in on November 30th, 2019, which is when my water had broke. So I'm at the hospital laying in the bed. My mom was in the room with me. She was like trying to convince me to call my baby daddy and let him know like, hey, I'm in the hospital. I was just like, nah, I'm good, because he don't care about me. I'm gonna have a C-section. I could literally die from having a C-section. Why would I want him to see me on, you know, see me in that predicament? Because that's what he wants at this point. That's how I feel. He doesn't care about my well-being. I feel like a C-section, you need to have a stronger support system than when you're pushing out a baby. Pushing out a baby, you know, that's like something happy. A C-section is a surgery. So it's like, it's nothing fun about it. It's all scary. You need somebody that's gonna really love you and really support you for that. My mom, she in my ear. She like, that is her dad. You need to call her dad. He needs to be, you know, he needs to know that his child is going to be born or whatever. So I was like, all right. So I called him. I'm like, hey, look, the hospital, my water broke. I'm finna get ready to have a baby. Like my water is still currently coming out of me or whatever. He's like, all right, well, I'm gonna be on my way. I can't, how long it's gonna be, because I can't be up there all night because I gotta go to work. And I'm like, I don't know how long it's gonna be. I have to have a C-section. I'm not on the books, so I don't know how long it's gonna be. So he finally gets to the hospital, you know, at the time that went on. When he got to the hospital, my mom left out of the room or whatever, and she went to see where my stepdad was, because he had came up to the hospital as well. So they're in a, I guess, waiting area, waiting for, you know, the whole process to go on. And it's the same thing, y'all. He's still constantly talking about this girl. He keep on saying how he got to go to work and all this. All right. And when he came in the room, he did have like a big bag. I'm talking about like a big old, you know how you get those big gift bags? He had a big gift bag full of baby clothes and everything. So I thought that was really, really sweet or whatever. So not that I was like, oh, I want my man back. Nah, it was good. Thank you for bringing a gift. So, I'm in there waiting on to be called or whatever. So he keep on speaking on like how he has to go to work and all this stuff. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, last time I checked, you're a scammer, but okay, maybe he got a job. So he keeps saying how he got to go to work. And he keeps talking about his girlfriend or whatever. Time goes on. We wait. And he's standing by the door. And he just, you know, staying as far away from me as possible, which was fine. My phone finna get ready to die. So I'm like literally just all on my phone, not even trying to make eye contact, not trying to really be around this person or anything. But he was there. That's her dad. So he was in the room. My mom texted me. She was like, hey, we finna get ready to go to Waffle House. We haven't eaten since such and such time. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, y'all. So like 10 minutes later, they come in the room, pull me out saying they finna go ahead and get me ready for surgery. So I'm stuck with this person. So I go up there, and I'm not really going to go deep into my birthing story because I have another story time on the birth of my last child. So I'm going to fast forward to after the birth. So after the birth, I literally was like numb. I couldn't feel my hand. I couldn't feel my arms. They had to literally like put my arm on my over my baby for me to be able to breastfeed my child or whatever. And I kid you not, I've never had an experience to where I was alone throughout the whole pregnancy, alone throughout the whole birth, alone in that hospital room. And when I tell you that's something that I needed, he had a plan. When he had a plan for me, he had a plan for me. My fourth child was my glasses. She literally made me open my eyes to all the hurt that I had experienced. She opened my eyes to you know, what type of person he was. She helped me see how strong I could be and what I could become. My fourth child is what I needed. That was my journey. I needed to have my fourth child. Because sitting in there and I'm just thinking and coming up with plans and trying to figure out everything. He did come up and sign the paternity affidavit in order to, you know, sign a birth certificate or whatever for the child. And then he stayed maybe like 30 minutes, held the baby, and went on by his time. My mom would come visit or whatever with my kids. So then y'all came and visit. My sister came, my brother-in-law came, my mom came. All my kids came to visit me or whatever, just so I can have some kind of support or whatever. But they couldn't be there all day because everybody has a job, you know. So I would end up going back to my mama's house to heal or whatever. And during my healing process, he did ask me if he could get the kids or whatever. I was completely okay with that because I was, you know, still healing. Like, I had a C-section, so that healing process is a little slower. I was trying my best to heal as quickly as possible. My mom literally had brought a potty. You know those old folks potties? She had bought a potty down there in the living room for me to be able to go to the bathroom without having to go up all those steps to go to the bathroom. She really helped me a lot when it came to my healing process or whatever. So after, you know, he brought the kids back or whatever, their dad ended up staying with the girl, Brianna, and Brianna was staying with her grandma or whatever. So he had asked if he can get the kids. So I was healing or whatever, so I let them go over there. And in the midst of me healing and stuff, I'm breastfeeding my daughter. I never been the type of person to let my kids go around people, strangers, if they ain't had their first set of shots. And she hadn't had her first set of shots. So she wasn't finna go over there. I was breastfeeding. And I don't even know that girl. Like, I ain't never even met the girl or whatever. So, and my baby wasn't old enough to talk and tell me what was going on or, you know, whatever. Anywho, my son was coming back wearing her son's old underwear, which I didn't agree with because I feel like that is nasty. So I wasn't letting my kids go back over there. And I'm steady healing, and I had done started talking to somebody. I had a little friend or whatever. So with my situation, he came over, he had to meet everybody. I didn't have a room, so he had to meet everybody. So we was talking and stuff, and we just kicking it and bonding and chilling or whatever. I might post him, he might post me, but we was just cool. Like, never even was intimate or anything, but like, we was cool. So I would post him and he'd post me. And then my baby had ended up needing some diapers. So I had texted dad. I'm like, hey, you need to send you buying the kids some clothes, your other kids some clothes. You need to buy Kamaya some diapers. So for some odd reason, he felt like since I had a boyfriend, he didn't have to do for his babe, his infant child. He was like, get somebody else to do it. That's how he was. And I'm just like, bruh, that's not his job. Like, I'm not understanding why you feel like that was his position, but that's not his position. You're her father. You need to be doing for the, you're not gonna just do for some and not do for all. That's showing favoritism, and I'm not for that. And then his girlfriend started texting me, trying to be all in the midst of everything, trying to regulate stuff. She said somewhere it was said that Kamaya wasn't his child, and if you how you can let your boyfriend bond with your baby, but the daddy can't. And I'm like, he can bond with her. All you gotta do is come over here and chill and hold the baby. It ain't nothing like that. I don't want him back at all. And the only way they knew that I had a boyfriend was because he was stalking my page. Like, the dad had even took it as far as going on the boy page, taking a screenshot, texting it to me like, tell him to get the diapers, but he flexing money, but you need some diapers. Like, why are you going on this man page sending me a picture when this is your child? This ain't his child. This is your child. You do for your child. Me and him just started talking like, well, we not even like there like that. I shouldn't have had him around my kids or anything, but the way my life was set up, I ain't had no choice. And so time goes on, we chilling, and he had came over or whatever. We was just cool. Like, we wasn't even like we wasn't even really boyfriend girlfriend. He was just a good friend. He wasn't in the best part of his life, and I wasn't in the best part of my life, but he was there for me when I needed him to be there for me. So we chilling. Like, he done came to visit us. He came to visit the baby. He holding the baby or whatever. And I kid you not, I was like, let's go somewhere. You want to go to the mall and just walk around, or let's go do something? He was like, all right. And I started going to the bathroom to get myself together. I was doing my hair and stuff. So then my grandfather was living at my mom's house as well. So my grandfather's nurse knocks on the bathroom door. He's like, your son dad at the door. And I'm like, my son dad at the door for what? He was like, I don't know. He said your son said to come pick him up. So I'm like, when did my son call him? He been right by me the whole day. So I go to the door. I'm like, what you doing here? He was like, I came to get my son. I'm like, came to get your son for what? Like, we never discussed this. Like, we would have to have a conversation in order for you to get your son. So what are you here for? So then I was like, hold on. And I left and I go to my mom room and I'm like, Mom, tell me why my baby daddy at the door is talking about something he came to get my son. So tell me why I do like this and this man is standing behind me. He literally walks up in my mama's house, standing behind me, looking angry and stuff. Something, oh, you got this N-word holding my baby. You got this holding my baby. Oh, that must be her daddy. That must be her daddy. I knew that baby was mine. I knew that baby was mine. You got in here holding my baby. I'm like, your baby. Oh, now she your baby because you ain't not once asked about her. You might get your other kids, but you don't even ask about it. I do like this and this man is standing behind me. He literally walks up in my mama's house, standing behind me, looking angry and stuff. Something, oh, you got this N-word holding my baby. You got this holding my baby. Oh, that must be her daddy. That must be her daddy. I knew that baby was mine. I knew that baby was mine. You got in here holding my baby. I'm like, your baby. Oh, now she your baby because you ain't not once asked about her. You might get your other kids, but you don't even ask about this particular child. But now she's your baby because you see him holding her. That's my friend. Like, calm down, chill. You doing too much. You get out of my mama's house. Get out of my mama's house before I call the police. Oh, you can call the police. You can call the police. So he pull out a wad of money. He started giving all the kids $20 a piece. And I'm just like, $20? Okay, get your ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, security, get him up out of here. Escort him out the door. So he's standing at the car. And then I'm looking in the car. His daggone wife is in the car. So you're doing all of this and your wife is in the car seeing you do these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Weird. So I'm finna call the police or whatever. My mom's like, you trespassing on my property. You say no trespassing. If you weren't invited here, you are not to be over here. You're not welcome at my house. Don't come over my house. And he was saying all these type of things that he would do to my mom and to me and all this stuff. And I pull my phone out to call the police. He pulls off. I went back in the house. I'm like, I'm so sorry about all that. He was like, man, you said he was crazy, but I didn't know he was like that. He wasn't even trying to. He didn't want no smoke with me. He didn't want no smoke with me. My friend just sitting there, wasn't finna do nothing. Just talking, you know what I'm saying? How dudes do. So the fact that he was doing all that, popping up at my mama's house unannounced and everything, I literally moved to Athens. Once they selected me, I ran with it. I moved to Athens, so I didn't let nobody know where I was at. I wasn't posting my location. I turned my location off on everything. The phones he gave, they was damaged, they was crushed, they was left at my mama's house, okay, in the trash can. I literally went to Athens. He didn't know where I was. I wasn't contacting him. I didn't let my kids contact him because he kept popping up at my mom's house on some strange stuff. He was saying he would do certain things to me and my mom and all that stuff. So yeah, I went no contact all the way, like, because you're doing too much. So his girlfriend kept like texting me randomly like, hey, let's go on a trip. Hey, can we please get the kids? So we're living in Athens or whatever. Nobody knows where I am besides family members. And my family didn't even fool with him. Nobody liked him. Nobody was dealing with him. My dad was like, nah. My mom was like, Nobody was dealing with him. So I had started my kids a YouTube channel or whatever. So I'm doing YouTube. He constantly texting me like, I'm going to take you to court for putting my kids on social media without my permission or whatever. Mind you, he's not legitimized. You don't have no right. So I'm not even responding to the text messages. I'm getting random texts or whatever. And then one day, he texts my phone and says, don't worry about it. I'm going to send some court papers to Athens soon. And I'm just thinking like, how the heck do you know where I'm at? You know what I'm saying? How the hell you know where I'm at? So I didn't respond, but I'm just like weirded out because you said Athens. And at this time, I had a Mercedes-Benz truck or whatever. I had paid cash for it, and everything. And I was expecting the Amazon packages. Something just told me to look out my window to check, but I didn't even look out my window. Something told me to look out my window though, but I didn't look. So the next day, I went to the nearest Family Dollar to get some trash bags. Come back home, that was it. Then the day after that Sunday, I was like, ooh, kids, the stuff came. Let's go to Auntie Toya's house to go do this video. So we get in the car, we go. My car driving real funny. I'm like, ooh, what the heck is wrong with my car? Mind y'all, when I first got my truck, I had got 4 new tires drilled on with that machine. So we record the video, and we on our way back, and one of my tires flies off the car. So y'all, yes, I'm literally driving from my sister's house. My sister lived in Loganville. So I'm going the back roads from Loganville to Athens. And the closer I get to home, it's more wobbly and wobbly and wobbly and wobbly. I'm just like, oh, let me pull over I'm thinking I need to pull over and check, but I had passed by the racetrack, so I went and tried to do a loop around. As soon as I get to, you know how it's a turning lane? So I'm in the left-hand turning lane, and I couldn't even go. My car completely stopped, right? So I was stuck. Like, the engine shut off and everything. I don't know if y'all know anything about Mercedes, but as soon as if there's a problem with your tires, and it's gonna come off or whatever, the engine shuts down. So the engine shut down on the car. So I'm like literally stuck in the middle of the road, and it was this man. He had a dually truck, but it was like, I'm talking about one of the big boys, you know, the ones that got the lights on it, the pickup trucks that got the lights on the top, the ones, the heavy duty trucks. He was like, you want me to haul you out the road? So I looked at him for a second. I had to feel his little vibe, and he felt like he was all right. So I'm like, yeah, you can haul us out the road. So he hooks me up on the back of his you know, on the back of his truck or whatever, and he's pulling us. We're literally going 8 miles per hour, and the tire just flies off the car. Like, it just completely flew off. I seen bolts and screws and everything coming off the car, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like, so yeah, and he's like, oh my, he's looking. I can see that he saw what happened. So once he gets me a little bit closer to the racetrack, he's like, you don't have no enemies, do you? The first person that came to my mind was my baby daddy, and I'm just like, I know he couldn't. Would he really do that? I'm just thinking, like, would he really do that? And I'm just like, ain't no telling what he'd do at this point. Like, he's crazy. I call my dad. I tell him what's going on. He, like, you got enough money to get you a ride? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to request a Lyft right now. But some type of way, my car wasn't working. So my dad ended up having to send me some money, and I just cashed up him back home when I had some signal. I ain't had no signal. So he had to request me a ride at the location that I was at. So, I was able to get away home, but the car was completely totaled. Like, the tire came off it, literally like hit the ground, bounced up, and it messed up the door. Like, when I was getting out of the car, I couldn't really open the door for real. Wanted me to pay $3,000 to repair damages and all this stuff, and then I had to pay for it to be sitting in the yard. And I was just like, you know what, I'm finna sell it. So I sold it, and I just took the money and I put it to the side, saved up, got me another car. But off of that, I literally didn't post anything on social media about this. I didn't reach out to him about this. I did call the police or file a police report and showed them the messages. There was no evidence that he really did it. It's just coincidence. So it was real coincidental. You know what I'm saying? I was weirded out, and I just started feeling really, really paranoid and really, really scared and everything. And I was still going through my whole healing process, and I'm trying to, I'm in a whole new environment. I'm trying to take care of these kids. I'm just trying to focus on me, get everything I need going, get my credit up so I can move up out of there, because I was scared being down there. I literally stayed in the hood. I had them AC window units, so anybody, all they had to do was just push the window AC unit, and they up in there, parlay kicking it. And I was scared, y'all. I was scared to leave my house, go to the grocery store, thinking somebody would be in there when I come back home. I was just really, really scared. It was really not a safe environment to raise your kids in. Time went on, maybe 6 months went on, and he kept on reaching out to me, asking to speak to the kids. So I had just recently bought my daughter an iPhone or whatever. So I was like, your dad want to talk to y'all. I guess y'all can call him on your iPhone. So he talks to them, and he's asking them when they gonna come over. So they're asking me, and I'm like, don't ask me nothing. I'm like, don't ask me anything, don't ask me nothing. So then I hear him tell them that he has a baby on the way, that they having a baby, and then they finna get married and stuff. So I'm just like, oh, okay, that's what's up, congratulations. But I didn't say that. I'm just thinking that to myself, because I could hear everything. Whatever. But I'm like, shoot, live your life, sir. Leave me alone. Live your life. So I let them go to their dad's house. I had met him in Buford Highway area. I would drive all the way that far just to meet him. Then it started beginning to be too much, and then he started throwing little hints and clues that he knew exactly where I was. So the fact that you already know where I'm at, bro, just meet me in Monroe. So we went on doing pickups and meets in Monroe, and it was just a lot of little nitpicky stuff going on. I was sending them with clothes or whatever, and clothes would not come back. It was some items that I would never see ever again. They was still in my baby clothes. They had done. My son had took a toy with him. They told him that the toy was her son's toy. And I never seen that toy again. I just charged to the game and bought him another one. My baby cups was coming up missing. Baby pacifiers coming up missing. Never got these items back, but I just charged to the game and bought another one. You know what I'm saying? Just because I felt like I was doing too much and I needed a break. It was this one incident that caused me to stop co-parenting for a little while, where he got real disrespectful. So what had happened was, I'm meeting him at a location. So we were supposed to meet on a Sunday at 12 p.m. So I done cooked dinner. I got everything in the oven. I done set the temperature. You know how you can set your oven so you can make it slow cook, and you know when it's going to be done. You can set your timer. You can leave the house and you know exactly, you know, that you got to be back at this certain time. So that's what I had done did. And I done went to the meeting location. I called his phone. He not answering. Then I called my daughter's phone. She answered. And I'm FaceTiming her, and they're still at his house. Oh, and also when I would send my baby with her phone, he would like take her phone from her and not allow me to be able to talk to her or whatever. So that was like red flag number one. Number two, you're late. Like, I'm at this location. You've been begging for your kids all this amount of time. You should be on your P's and Q's, sir, because you know I snatch away real quick when stuff ain't going right. So you're late at this location. Then on top of that, clothes are missing. I'm not getting my items back. You're stealing my kids' toys. You're stealing my baby's, the stuff that I'm buying. You're stealing everything I'm buying. You're not helping me with nothing, but you're stealing the stuff that I'm buying, trying to make it seem like you buying the stuff, but it's stuff that I bought. Then you're late to the location. You ain't even left yet on the phone. I'm like, look, I'm at the location. We were supposed to meet at this time. I have food in my oven. My whole house can burn down. If I sit here any longer, you need to be on your way. How long will it take you to get here? Because I need to go home. He like, man, you doing too much. I'm gonna be there when I get there. You doing all this extra. You do. There you go with all this. There you go. Start you starting already. There you go. Cussing me out, saying all types of stuff. I can't say everything that he was saying because it's TikTok. So he being real disrespectful. You're not gonna be talking to me like that. I done left you. You're not gonna put your hands on me. You're not gonna disrespect me because I'm doing everything for your children and I'm taking care of these kids by myself. No child support. So you're not going to disrespect me in no type of way. So I'm just like, shoot, after I get these kids, I'm not co-parenting no more. So when we finally was able to meet, he was real disrespectful, real nasty, dogging me out, doing all this carrying on. And then I didn't baby. So I wasn't co-parenting for a while. So they had done got married. They had done had their baby and everything before I started co-parenting again. That's when I started, like, the closer it got to her having her baby, they started texting me talking about going on trips and stuff, and I would just be like, they freaking weird, like they weird. So I just was like, I'm not finna go on no trip with these folks. Like, what's wrong with her? Why would she feel like I want to go to trip? They trying to take me to Tybee Island and leave me for dead. That's what I'm thinking at the time. So then time goes on. I'm stacking. I done got me another car and everything. Holidays done came, Christmas done came. And I had went up to visit my dad for Christmas, right? So I go up to visit my dad for Christmas. They like, you gonna let your baby daddy been calling us trying to figure out a way, and your baby daddy wife, he been calling trying to figure out a way that they can get the kids for Christmas, because they got them some stuff for Christmas that they want to get them and all this stuff. And I'm just like, if they gonna be respectful, I don't mind them getting the kids for Christmas, but it's gonna have to be while I'm up here. They can just get them for a couple hours because they got to come back home because I got stuff for Christmas. I already done planned out today or whatever. So, long story short, they end up coming to my dad's house and picking up the kids or whatever. So they had done changed clothes. They were supposed to be back by a certain time. He was late bringing the kids back, but I didn't trip. I didn't even say anything about it. I just let it slide because it's Christmas, you know. You only getting them for a couple hours. I can let that slide. So then they come back. They ain't got no presents. I'm just like, where y'all presents at? They only let us open one toy. And they said we had to leave it over there, and they didn't let us open any of our other gifts. But it was some gifts under the tree, but we didn't get to open any of our other gifts. They said we'll get to open them next time. Sound like a whole lot of whoop-la to me. Sound like they wrapped up an empty box and wanted to make it look like it was something, but it wasn't. But you know what? Mama got y'all. We gonna have a great Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So boom, this is what I did. I didn't like that because I know y'all taking care. I know you over there taking care of her kids. Mind y'all, she got two baby daddies, 2 other kids of her own, and I don't know what it is about him, but he is the type of person that won't provide child support, won't send no clothes, won't send no shoes, won't send no gifts because I don't know. I don't know. I can't make it make sense. But if I'm thinking like an ignorant person, it's because you feel like I'm gonna say I bought it. But I'm not even that type of person. Like, even when my family members that live out of the state send gifts, auntie such and such bought this. I'm gonna buy you a bag and everything and put your name on it. I'll buy a card and sign it for you to say that you bought it. And I was record videos saying that you bought this so that you can see that they're opening your gift and that they know that it's from you. That's the type of person I am. I ain't never moved like that. So whatever kind of image he's trying to portray me up to his wife, that's what he was trying to keep up. Anywho, off of that, after the holidays, if he could get the kids, I was like, I will let you know. I will let you know, because you're going to have to buy your own clothes at your house and send me my stuff back. I need my items back, and you're going to have to buy your own clothes at your house, and I just won't send nothing with them. He's like, all right, that's fine. So that's what we started doing. His wife wanted to have a conversation with me. So I done talked to the wife or whatever. She like talking about old stuff. Anytime I talk to her ever, she's talking about old stuff, like, oh, I didn't know you was his girlfriend when I first started talking to him. I didn't know he even had a baby. He told me he had kids, but he didn't tell me they was all by one person. He just said he had a lot of kids, all of which could be true. So look, I don't have no beef with you. I don't have no problem with you, since you gonna be I know you over there doing all the work, like when it comes to the kids coming over. I'm pretty sure you cooking for them, washing their clothes and all this stuff. I appreciate you. Just don't do nothing to my children, and we won't have no problem. That's all I told her, and that's what it was. And then she was like, okay, well, I'm trying to plan something, and I would love for us all to, you know, go out of town, and it'll be a good thing for the kids to see us all getting along or whatever. And I'm just like, I have to think about that when I get back to you or whatever. Mind y'all, at that time, I was free. I was in my fun girl era, talking to other people, living my life, not bothering nobody, minding mine. I was never the type of baby mama like, oh, the kids need this, the kids need that. The last time when I asked you about them diapers and you told me to tell that dude to buy it, that was my last time ever asking. And that was in 2019. I never asked for anything else after that. So then we end up going on this trip, and if y'all want to see what happened on the trip, that's what happened. But during that trip, it was like really, really weird. Like, I didn't tell how the environment was while we were there. At first he was being real nice, and then after I didn't want to sleep with them the second time, or actually let him finish, you know, if you know what I mean by finish, he was being real mean. He was being a butthole to me. He wouldn't buy me no food. On the way back, he did pay all the tolls from going to Florida to Georgia on the way back or whatever, which was cool. So then after that, we were still cool, getting along after the little family trip or whatever. And we had a birthday party, and I had invited my family, and they paid for the birthday party. But they didn't bring no gifts. I had brought gifts that I had purchased, and I had her a little party at the house that I had decorated the whole house or whatever. It was just me and my kids. I got 4 kids. That's a whole party, so that's good. You know what I'm saying? So we had the little we had the little co-parenting birthday party. And after that, it just started getting weird. So after the birthday party, her kids wanted to come over to my house. So I was like, okay, yeah, they can come over to my house. So they had dropped the kids over at my house. I literally had fell in love with her kids, y'all. But they had dropped the kids over at my house. So I had her older 2 kids. I didn't have a baby. I just had the older 2, the ones that are not by my baby daddy. And we had a little movie night. We bonded. We playing. They had this little Groupon thing where you can get a 20-piece set of panties and training bras. I had got that, so I had some fresh underwear. I had just bought my son some fresh boxers, so they were still rolled up with the tape on them. So I just gave them some underwear, and I let them wear, you know, some used clothes. They took a bath and everything, and I fed them whatever. And they came and picked them up the next morning. But they mama and daddy was just blowing my phone up like crazy, and I'm just like, bro, we're chilling, we're cool. Enjoy your time with each other. Like, y'all do y'all thing. So shortly after that, they had came and picked the kids up or whatever. He literally like came to the door, got her kids, didn't speak to mine, didn't say, hey, I love y'all, how y'all doing, give daddy a hug or nothing. Didn't speak to mine at all, didn't even acknowledge his kids. He just got her kids and went on by his day. I slid it under the rug. So A week went by, then another week went by. It's his weekend to get the kids. I'm out. I'm finna go out. I ain't got the kids. I'm finna go out. So I'm out, and I'm at my girl house or whatever. At my girl house. So I'm with her, and I'm drunk out of my mind. She gonna text me something, you ready to be our girlfriend yet? And I'm like, not you texting me this while I'm drunk. Did he know you texting me this, or are you just thinking and texting me this? Because I feel like it's a setup. So the hot girl in me was like, play with them, see how serious they is. So I was like, yeah, I'm ready. What's up? So she was like, send me some pictures. So I sent her a picture of me and kids. She like, nah, you know what I'm trying to see or whatever. So apparently I was being missed or whatever. I don't know. So I'm playing with them. I'm sending her videos, sending her pictures. She's doing the same. And I'm like, because it's the sound effects for me. I was just really playing with them just to see what it really was. You want to play with me? I'm playing with you back. Because I feel like I was being tried. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to play with you back. You want to play these games? I'm playing with you back. So I was like, let's all get in a group chat. So I'm sending him videos, sending her videos. I'm just playing with all of them. It's pretty, why not? Okay. So I started to feel like we were still doing the co-parenting thing, but we never like did anything ever again. We never had any like encounters or nothing. It was just like a lot of texting going on, a lot of texting. So it was one particular situation where my car, after that trip, I needed an oil change, right? So my car was driving real weird. It was driving real funny. And I didn't feel like I could make it from Athens to Monroe because I needed an oil change. That was a used car from a buy here, pay here. And the check engine light was on when I bought the car. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't trying to see what was finna happen if I didn't get no oil change. So I'm like, he don't care about my well-being. So I'm not going to tell you my business because it's really not your business. So I'm like, look, you already know where I live at. Can you just come get the kids since it's your weekend? You just come down here and get the kids. You don't do nothing else, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. I ain't get no financial support, so you can just come pick the kids up from my house. So he like, nah, you been meeting me. Why you can't meet me? And I'm just like, what's the problem of you coming? I'm just like, what's the issue of you coming to get your kids? You came and got your other kids from my house, but you came and got her kids from my house, but you can't come pick up your own kids from my house. Like, let's make it make sense, Steven. It's not clicking. So he was like, you doing too much. See, that's why I knew I shouldn't have gave you none. And then she started texting me talking about something. See, y'all was just getting along. Y'all was just effing each other. Now all of a sudden y'all just can't get along. I knew I shouldn't have let him do this with you. I'm just like, what are y'all talking about? What does that have to do with you coming to pick up your kids? That's why I'm not fooling with y'all like that. I said, you know what? Don't text my phone. Don't call my phone. Go ahead and go get yourself legitimized, and we can go with the court. The court. He was like, I'm gonna send the court. I'm gonna send some paperwork down there. I ain't worrying about nothing. I'm gonna get legitimized. I said, go ahead and get legitimized. I'll be waiting. He's like, I'm just like, you're not doing anything. So why you can't just come get your kids? So then he gonna have the audacity to text me. Man, stop playing. He gonna have the audacity to text me talking some, yeah, stop playing. You know who daddy is or something like that. And then she started texting me talking about some. I was like, not you over there. I said, not you got him texting me like this. And she was like, you just need some act right. That's all. You just need some act right. And I'm just like, ugh, what do they think this is? What did I get myself into? What are they on? They're some weirdos. So I had to literally like let them know like I'm not on that. It's nothing like that going on. And then after I shut it down, it just started getting real hostile. So I was still letting him get the kids. We had, after that event, we wasn't co-parenting, but we had agreed on him getting the kids for Easter, right? So Easter I think it was the 4th of April. So we agreed for him to get the kids on Easter weekend. Mind y'all this, my mama do a Easter event every year. She had just started it maybe like 2 years, and this was the 3rd year that she was doing the Easter event for the kids. So I was like, look, you can get them maybe the 5th through the 10th. He was like, nah, why I can't get them the 4th through the 10th? I'm like, what's the issue? I mean, if you want to get them that day, you have to pick them up after we get done doing what we're doing because we have plans. So he's like, see, you doing too much. I don't even want them no more. I'm like, just sleep it over and just think about it. You can either come get. We agreed agreed for him to get the kids on Easter weekend. Mind y'all this, my mama do a Easter event every year. She had just started it maybe like 2 years, and this was the 3rd year that she was doing the Easter event for the kids. So I was like, look, you can get them maybe the 5th through the 10th. He was like, nah, why I can't get them the 4th through the 10th? I'm like, what's the issue? I mean, if you want to get them that day, you have to pick them up after we get done doing what we're doing, because we have plans. So he's like, see, you doing too much. I don't even want them no more. I'm like, just sleep it over and just think about it. You can either come get them that night, or you can get them the following day or whatever, but you can keep them that full week for spring break. What's the problem? You still getting your kids. Like, what is the issue? So then, he had sent them back with some sandals. She had sent me a picture of the sandals, like, oh, I had seen these at Walmart. They were so cute. And I was like, oh, you so sweet. Thank you for getting them that or whatever. And then she sent them down. She sends the shoes down to my house. He had bought them some Forces or whatever, right? He was like, make sure you send them Forces back. And I'm like, okay, make sure y'all put them in the bag. I had this little red duffel bag. I had just bought some Shein stuff for all the kids or whatever. And I was like, y'all ain't getting no clothes, but I'm just sending y'all some cute stuff because y'all might go somewhere because y'all always going out of town and stuff. I don't want y'all to be looking broke like her kids. So I'm sending y'all with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had just bought this stuff. So I sent them with some stuff just because I thought we was on a good, we had some good stuff going on and everything. But y'all, so I thought we had done, we was just like, we had done got back professional. That's what I thought. So then he sent the shoes down. I didn't know he sent the sandals down. I didn't know they wasn't in the bag or whatever. So I had packed the bag. I had told them to put all their Shein in the bags. I didn't even look inside the bag, to be honest with y'all. I knew they took their sneakers out, and I was like, make sure y'all put them Forces in the bag, and y'all put y'all Shein stuff in the bag or whatever, and just grab some underwear and toothbrushes and all that stuff. Because I didn't want them looking broke. I take care of my kids. I don't know what y'all do over there. They be having the little sleeves that be like this and the high water pants. I don't know what y'all do over there. But anyways, stay in my business. Mine gonna be looking good. So, he got the kid. He had came from my mama's house, right? They was looking a little weird in the face. He was looking at me all mugging and stuff. And then she had her head down in her phone. She wasn't making no eye contact with me. I was just like, oh, okay. Y'all didn't speak to me. I didn't speak to y'all. I felt the vibe. I know how to read that vibe. It's some weird stuff going on. So then they pull off. Spent the night at my mama's house with my sister or whatever. Then the next morning I got up early and I drove down to Athens because I had a package coming because I was finna go out. I was finna go day drinking that day with my best friend at the time. So I go down to Athens. I done got my package. I'm trying on. I had ordered me something for my birthday because my birthday was coming up, y'all, April 24th. So you know what I'm saying? Anyway, my birthday was finna come up. So I was trying on my outfit or whatever, looking all cute. And I was finna get ready to go. I had put my clothes on to go day drinking or whatever. And I was finna get ready to go. So he called my phone. He going in. Why didn't you ain't got the stuff in the bag? Why you ain't got the slippers in the bag? And I'm like, calm down. Who are you talking to? What slippers? When did they have any slippers? He like, I'm talking about them slippers the ones we had sent down there. They were supposed to wear on Easter. I'm like, first of all, if you knew you were getting the kids on Easter, why did you not keep those shoes for Easter? So then he like, man, that's besides the point. You knew you be doing all this stuff on purpose. You be doing all this. I'm like, I didn't even know y'all sent the shoes down here. I never even seen the shoes in person. All I seen was a picture that she showed me. If she knew she wanted to show me the shoes so bad, she sent me a picture already. She didn't have to send them down here. Why would y'all send the shoes down here if you knew you was getting the shoes for Easter? Matter of fact, get off my phone. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. So I hangs up the phone, and to be quite honest with y'all, if he would have came at me in a better way, I would have met him somewhere because I was heading in that direction. I would have met him if he would have came at me in a better way, with no problem, because that's just the type of person that I am. But since you want to come at me and barking at me like you're not gonna be talking to me like that. I'm not your. So y'all, I text him back, and I'm like, I ain't worried. I know where to send the police because I knew his address, but my messages were green. I ignored that, y'all. So I go day drink. I'm turning up. I'm having a good time with my best friend. I'm out all day to all night. Until I had got drunk and got back sober. That's how long I was out. Then I had came back home the next morning before work or whatever. So I called my kids on my break. I ain't get no answer. I'm like, okay. I text. I ain't get no response. So I call her phone. I don't get no answer. So I text. I don't get no response. Then I call his phone. Mind you, this Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday come. I'm like, okay, they got me messed up. What is really going on? Now I'm getting worried. So I call my mom. I'm like, Mama, look, I done seen him with the kids. This is what happened. He said he gonna thank you. He said, thank you for giving me the kids. I promise you I'm not meeting you. So in my mind, I'm thinking kidnapping. So that Wednesday, I was like, oh, I need me a gun. I had my little stimulus and all that stuff, money, all that. I had some money, y'all. A lot of money. So I'm like, oh, I need to go get me I got me some money because I'm staying down here in Athens. That's what I'm thinking, because it was really, really scary. I used to see people walking by my window and all that stuff. I ain't like that. So then I'm looking, trying to do my research, trying to find me a minding my little business, and also worried about my kids. My mom was like, just do if you don't hear from them tomorrow, just send the police to do a courtesy check to make sure everything good, make sure the kids are okay. And I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. So then Thursday come, after I get off work, I go to the shooting range and I go buy me, and I'm in there, shooting. And I done posted it on social media, y'all, like, oh, you folks better not play with me, because I got good aim. Good aim going over here. So I done posted it on social media. And in my views, I see two others. I don't see just one, I see two others. So I'm like, that's weird. But it's always like that. But they still watching me, but you're not answering the phone when I'm calling to talk to my kids. So then I call the police. I'm like, can you go to this address and make sure my kids are okay? I haven't been able to talk to him. He sent me this weird message. I just want to make sure he, no weird stuff, because he's not legitimized. Those are my responsibility. If something happens to me, I'm liable for everything that happens to them. So please go check to make sure they're okay. That's what I'm telling the police. So they go do the courtesy check. And of course, after they do their courtesy check, I get the text messages. Oh, you send the police to my house. You a police a female. Da-da-da-da-da. You don't worry about it. We gonna meet at the police precinct and all this stuff. And then he finally let the kids call me and talk to me, and they were okay. And I was asking how they was doing and everything or whatever. I just want to talk to my kids. Don't play with me. Let me talk to my kids. I'm not the type of parent that can go weeks at a time and days at a time without talking to their kids. I would need to talk to mine every day. I need to hear their voice every day, because if I don't wake up tomorrow, that means, and I ain't talking to my kids in 2 days, I'm gonna feel like I need to honcho behind, and I need to talk to my kids every day, because tomorrow not promised. Okay, that's the type of parent that I am. I love mine. I'm not like him where I can go 6 months, 3 months, a week, and I feel like my kids got to call me. No, I'm gonna call my own kids, because they need to be calling you. Like, I'm gonna call mine. I don't care where they at. I'm gonna call every day. Anywho, besides the point, y'all. But so it was time to go. He had said to meet at the police precinct, so that's what we were meeting at. So I get in my car and precinct, right? They're running late. I pull up to the police precinct. I had to go to the restroom, so I go inside the police precinct. I come back out, and I'm still sitting in my car, still waiting. So I call my best friend while I'm waiting. So I'm sitting there on FaceTime, and I had my phone propped up like this here. So then when they pulled up, I moved my phone down to, underneath the radio, that little section where it's like a little compartment that you can put your phone at or something, or a charger or whatever you want to put, some gum. I put it down there. So normally when we meet, he would take the kids out the car, put the car seat in the car, strap everybody in, and put the bag in the trunk and call it a day. So on this particular day, it's a little bit of raining, just a little bit. And he gets out the car and he holds the bag and he does one of these, like, come get this. So I'm like, oh, this what he on. It's finna be some mess, y'all. I just knew it was. I felt it in my spirit. So I get out the car. I grab the bag. And this, mind y'all, when I filled that bag up, I had to step on it to zip it up. But you know what? I felt the vibe. I knew what kind of energy he was on. So I was just like, I'm just gonna put this in the trunk. So as I'm putting the bag inside the trunk, he like, and don't be recording me on your phone either. I'm like, nobody was recording you. I'm on FaceTime with my best friend. Like, what are you talking about? So then he was like, oh, and I know you got a little, I know you got a PA gun. I know you got a little PA gun. So he's saying the P word. He cussing. He like, I know you got a little gun. I'll shoot you with your little gun. I'm scared of you. I said, how do you know I have a gun? You need to stop stalking my social media, and you need to feel some type of way that your husband is stalking my social media. And what you mean you gonna shoot me with my He like, I know you got a little gun, whatever. You know, I shoot you a little scared you when you look. So how do you know I have a gun? You need to stop stalking my social media, and you need to feel some type of way that your husband is stalking my social media. And what you mean you gonna my gun? You're not even gonna get nowhere near shooting my. So what are you talking about? And you need to stop like stalking my social media. You need to worry about your own self. Worry about why you got that blood on the bottom of your teeth. He was like, you dusty, calling me all kinds of stuff, and we going back and forth. Just like, her put the kids in the car. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. Her put the kids in the car or whatever. Shut your PA up. Shut your PA up or whatever. That's what I'm saying to him. So then she gets out the car and she's standing there and she doing this little thing that she does. She just be. I'm like, you smiling at? Because I'll wipe that smile off your face. What the fuck you smiling like? You need to get in the car because you ain't finna do nothing. What the fuck you standing there for? You ain't finna do nothing because I got you. We at the police station. Everything was like, it was like a setup. They was trying to get me to go out of character so they can make me play hands so I could get locked up and they could take my kids. That's what they was trying to do. That's what I feel in my spirit to this day. So I'm just like, get your in the car. You ain't finna do nothing. Get your in the car. And get what she did? She got in the car. She did. So as soon as she got in the car, I says to him, I'm like, look, you're not welcome to my house. Don't ever come around me. You ain't welcome around my kids. If I ever see you pulling up to my house, I will up you and anybody in here. And I'm talking about everybody in the car. Whoever in the car with you, I would like y'all up because she felt like she had to be there every time it was time to pick up and drop off. Everybody in the car can get it. I don't care who it is. If I have it on me and you trying to pop, baby, everybody in the car can get it. That's what I was saying. And then I had a guy in the car and he was like, I don't care who it is. I'm if you ain't and whatever dude you mess with, I'm gonna mess y'all up. Da 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 da. I ain't worrying about nothing. I'm mess y'all up. So he pulled off and I'm driving off as well. So I'm almost home, y'all. My baby said she had to use the bathroom. So we stopped at the racetrack to go so she can go to the bathroom because she said she had a boo-boo. So as I'm coming back out the car, I got a missed call from a Covington, Georgia number. A number I ain't never seen before. I call it back. Why is the police department calling me? This post on called the police and said that I said I would just shoot them. Like I just came out of the blue and just said I everybody in here. Not saying what really went on. Like it wasn't a camera right there and they could run the cameras back. Y'all seen there lying, making a false police report, lying to the police, saying that I said that I would do this. Just saying what I said, not saying what y'all did and what y'all said. You threatened me first. That's what I'm saying. Like he threatened me, y'all. And it was just like, after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm good. So I didn't co-parent no more. It took me a long time. Like I literally went on about my life. I didn't co-parent. I tried to get a TPO. They denied me a TPO on that event because of what I said after he said what he said. They was working with him on that. All of this happened in April. My birthday came up. They had a wedding to attend. My kids went to the wedding. I had a good birthday. I took my baby to Six Flags for her birthday and everything. Everything is everything. I wasn't never reliant on him, so it wasn't like I was missing anything. All I was doing was missing my free weekends off. And that was no problem. I don't mind being in the house with my kids. I have fun with them. So time goes on, y'all. And I was just practicing breaking soul ties. All I did was just sit there and I prayed off soul ties. I prayed. I did all my research that I could. I made sure I just never felt any type of love or any type of connection towards that man ever again, to where he could hurt me or break me to this ever again. I worked hard on myself, right? I had begun to love myself, right? So that happened in April of 2021. June, 2 months later, I'm working or whatever, I'm minding my business, and I kept getting like weird friend requests and weird messages or whatever. So I was getting annoyed, y'all. So this particular account had wrote me on Messenger. They didn't have no profile picture or anything. They didn't have even a Facebook account. They just had Messenger. So they called me. Some just told me, answer this call. So I answered the call. I looked down. And I'm like, I wasn't looking down at first. I'm sitting there working. I'm like, man, stop calling my phone. I said, stop messaging me. I don't know who you think this is. Da, da, da. And I looked out and it was somebody fine. Y'all, it was somebody fine on the phone. So I had changed my whole demeanor. He was like, you ain't got to talk to me like that. Why you being mean like that? You too pretty to be looking, being all mean. And I was like, my apologies, but I'm trying to take a test right now. Like, I'm in a training class. I had just got a promotion on my job or whatever. And I'm like, I'm in a training class and I don't have time for the shenanigans. Like, what exactly do you want? He was like, man, I just wanted to get to know you. I just seen you. And I just wanted to see if I can get to know you or whatever. My name is, no, I ain't gonna say his name. I'm gonna just get him. He was telling me what his name was, y'all. Man, should I say? Man, forget it. He was like, my name is Demetrius. So he was like, what time do you get off or whatever? And I'm just like telling him I get off at such and such time. He was like, okay, cool, I'll be off. Is it cool if I get your number and I can just call you or whatever? I was like, you can just call me on here. That's fine. Just call me on here later. And I got off the phone with him. And I ain't had nothing else to do. I wasn't talking to nobody for real, for real. Everybody was on my roster. He could have been added to the roster. So I started talking to him, or whatever. And he was taking up a lot of time. He was like literally like trying to get to know me, asking me a lot of questions. Anytime I answer a question and I ask him, he'll say something similar, or he'll say like, oh, I like the same things, or ooh, that's my favorite ice cream too. Ooh, I love that movie. Yeah, I like action movies too. Like, just agreeing with a lot of things that I was saying. You know what I'm saying? So then, I'm like, okay. So I'm asking him, like, when is your birthday? He was like, November 26th. I was 27. I just turned 27 or whatever. He was like, okay. Yeah, he was like, I'm finna be 28. And I was like, oh, for real? Okay. So I'm thinking maybe he got a little bit of wisdom or responsible enough or whatever. And he had called me. He was like just getting home. So I'm thinking he got his own house or whatever. And he got a little dog. And it's just him and his dog. And he got a house. And he got a job or whatever. I'm like, okay. Okay then. Look at God working. So then we got a lot in common. So he was like, when can I see you? When can I take you out? I was like, I have to get to know you a little bit more. So we talked for like 2.5 weeks. I was like, my parents are getting the kids this particular weekend. If you want to hang out, we can hang out or whatever. He was like, yeah, it's cool. But I totaled off my car, so I got a rental. But I got to turn the rental in tomorrow or whatever. But you can come up or whatever, and we'll figure something out. Oh, and I'll take you out. I want to take you to the movies, go see this movie, and get you and take you out to eat or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I ain't been on no date in a long time. So, I come from Athens to Camp Creek to Cobb. I pull up. I don't go inside of his house or whatever. I just pulled up. We was driving my car, right? He get his behind in my car. He's driving my car. He takes me to the movies. So he was like, you want to get something to eat first? And I was like, yeah, what you want to eat? He was like, we can go to McDonald's real quick. And I was like, I don't eat McDonald's. He was like, okay, well, we can just go to the movies, and if you want to get a snack or whatever, I'll get you a snack. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we go to NCG, y'all. NCG is cheap as hell. It's very, very cheap, okay? So we going there. I don't mind. I'm not no, like, bougie person, so it is what it is. I ain't been on no date or whatever in a long time, so whatever. I'm rocking with it. So we go see the movie. Then after the movie, we go to get some wings from a little wing spot. And then he was like, you want to get a bottle? And I'm like, yeah, we can get a bottle. So we go. We pull up to the little drive-through liquor store thing. And they swipe his card. It say decline. Mind y'all, he trying to get them little airplane bottles. He was like, we can get a couple shots or whatever. I know you got to drive back home or whatever. I don't want to do too much. So we can just get some little shots or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So his card declines. And he was like, dang, that's crazy. You got $20 on you? And I'm like, yeah, I got $20. You done bought me something to eat and took me to the movies. I could pay for the drink. It's fine. So I pay for the alcohol. So then we go back to his house. We talking, we vibing. Y'all. So y'all, we go in his house. We were sitting outside at first. We go in his house. And he was like, yeah, I had to move back home because it wasn't working out with me and my roommate or whatever. And I was like, okay, I understand that. I've been there before, you know. I've been there before. So we go, and he lived like in a room across from the garage. So that's like the basement, right? So I'm just looking. He got like all these liquor bottles in his window still. He got like, he don't have no, it just was like weird. But I wasn't trying to judge people. I done judged people before, and I received my karma, so I wasn't trying to judge nobody. And he was a nice person, it seemed. So, and he was real cute, like, and he was tall, he was chocolate, he had locks, he had cute teeth, he had a cute smile. He was really, really sweet towards me. He talked to me really, really sweet. He was allowing me to be myself. And I didn't have, you know, so I didn't have that. So I'm like, okay. I mean, hey, the liquor had kicked in, so you know it went down. Mega. Okay? So then I went home. I had felt the connection with him, y'all. So I went home. We started talking some more, and I was gonna get ready to, I had found me an apartment in Atlanta or whatever. So I was gonna get ready to move. I'm gonna move up there real soon, so we'll be able to see each other a little bit more. And I'm thinking like he's working on himself. He's trying to like, you know, better himself, start from scratch. Yo. So, time went on or whatever. It's getting closer to time for me to move. We still talking. He had asked me if he could meet the kids, because he was like, I would like to meet your kids because I can't really like accept you fully if I haven't met all the versions of you. And I hope they like me as much as I love you. And he was saying he loved me, y'all, fast, y'all. And I was just like, oh, I feel it. I feel it, you know? I felt it. I was like, oh, I love you too, okay? So we're talking some more. I done brought the kids up. He took the kids out. And after we went bowling, we went back to his house, and a lady came outside. And I was like, oh, he was like, yeah, that's my mama right there. And I was like, oh, okay. All right then. Hi, how are you? She's like, oh, she's so pretty. Oh, these are your babies. They're so cute. And she was just so sweet, y'all. She was just as sweet. I had a little boyfriend. She was like, yo, you finna go out? Oh, what's your name? And they was like, hi, our name is such and such. And they were so open. So I'm like, oh, they're accepting of me and all four of my kids. So I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, y'all want to stay over or whatever. He was like, we could set up a room for the kids or whatever, and me, you can sleep down there and they can sleep with my brother. I asked my kids if they was comfortable and if what they wanted to do, and they was like, yeah, we'll stay or whatever. So we had ordered pizza or whatever, and it was a vibe. We went outside, we played basketball real late, and then his brother's room was so cute. They had like basketball jerseys and stuff everywhere, and we went outside and we had played basketball with the kids. And then the next day, we went to IHOP to get something to eat. So we ordered all our food, and he paid for everything. Everything was like, we didn't have to do nothing. I didn't have to put no gas in my car. He paid for gas, everything. He had some money that time, right? So then, waitress came and brought our food back. My order was messed up. Everybody had got their food except for my oldest child. He was like, I ain't touching my food till my baby get her food. Why my daughter ain't got her food? I'm not touching my food. He was, y'all, he was like, I ain't eating none of my food. I ain't eating none of my food. Ooh, my arm jiggling. He was like, I ain't eating none of my food until my baby get her food. I ain't touching nothing till my baby get her food. Y'all gonna take some money off my tab because da-da-da-da-da. And why everybody got their food and my baby ain't got her food. I'm like, oh, he don't play about mine. He don't play about mine. Okay. brownie points, okay. And then she finally got her food, and they the manager had came out, and he was like, I'm so sorry about everything. All of y'all food should have been, you know, we was wrong. Y'all are right, da da da. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then after we ate, we went back to his house. We played with the kids or whatever outside. Played kickball. Yeah, I went to Mo's and got something to eat. We had came back to his house, and I had, you know, gathered our belongings or whatever. And his mom wanted to sit down and talk to me, so I'm sitting in there talking to his mom. And I had fell in love with his mama, y'all. She was just as sweet. She was just as kind. And I was just like, oh my God, his mama is so sweet. He got a good mama or whatever. And he's so sweet. Like, the kids like him and everything, y'all. It just felt so perfect. I was like, oh my God, look at you working. Look at you working. So we we left, went back home or whatever. And I want to say like a month later, it was like time for me to get ready to move up to Atlanta. So I had got me some movers or whatever. So he was like, you want somebody to come with you to like watch the movers and all this stuff? And I was like, okay, I know I'm late, but I'm trying to, I had messed my hand up, y'all. So now I'm trying to make some turkey. I had tried to slow cook it, if y'all want to know. And then I overslept. So, you know, it overcooked or whatever. But, hey, I made some of these. Some turkey drumsticks. While I talk to y'all. Okay, so. Okay, make sure they ain't old. Okay, so I just cleaned my meat, my little drumsticks or whatever. So, I'm finna get ready to move up to Atlanta or whatever, right? So we at a point where we're talking literally all day. Like, wake up on FaceTime, go to sleep on FaceTime. I'm talking to you on my break. I'm talking to you when I get off break. I'm talking to you while I'm working. We are talking all day. So it started to feel like I knew him for a long time, y'all. I know we all done been there before, but we feel like we done met somebody before and we knew them before. So we at this point. So he asked me, like, do you want somebody, you know, come help you watch the movies or whatever and make sure you're good, because I know you don't want to be around all them men. I don't want you around all them men by yourself. You know, anything can happen. So I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. So, you know, he comes down or whatever. And he literally had just got off work. And when I tell y'all, I ain't never smelled nothing like it. I ain't never smelled nothing like it. So I'm just thinking, like, oh my God. I know he want to take a shower because he ain't got a chance to take no shower or whatever. He's like, no, I'm cool. It's fine. You know, I've stayed on public housing or whatever. So my apartment, the shower had done broke. It was beginning to get closer to time for me to move. Everything was just breaking in the apartment. The downstairs bathroom was already broken. The upstairs bathroom, I think the toilet was stopped up or something. It had boo-boo in it, and it was just terrible, y'all. It was terrible. So, anywho, he couldn't take no shower. And he was stinking real bad. He was just comfortable being stank that bad. I was really, really irritated because the movies were taking forever to come. They didn't come at their time that it was scheduled for them to come. So they was late. They was literally like 5 hours late by the time they came. And I wanted to take me a shower. I was ready to get up to my new apartment so I could take me a shower and, you know, start unpacking and get everything. Because I hadn't told my family that I'd pick up my kids at a certain time or whatever. And I wanted to have their room, you know, semi put together before they come to the apartment. They finally come or whatever. He watching them. He like, you can go sit in the car or whatever. I'll make sure they good. He goes get in the air conditioner or whatever. Or go get something to eat. He had done gave me some money, y'all. He had done met me. And he was like, I got a gift for you when we get to your apartment or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So he gave me some money. And I went and got us some food. And I came back. And I was eating my food in the car. And then he was watching them move. So we moving. I'm like, I ain't never seen him bring my son bed out. He was like, oh, they wasn't able to get it out. And I'm like, what? Like, you should have told me that they were not able to get it out, because I would have went in there and I would have re-regulated some things, because they were supposed to have all the tools and supplies that they needed to take apart, anything that needed to be took apart. And they left my son bed down there in Athens, and I had to figure out a way how to get my son bed up without them paid all this money for movers. But you sitting here trying to act like you running something, and I guess trying to be a man or whatever, but like, you're not being a man correctly. You're supposed to check them and make sure they have all the items, because they're movers. That's what they're supposed to do. I'm paying them money, you know what I'm saying? So he's telling me this, y'all, as we're dang near halfway to Atlanta or whatever, and I didn't even realize it. It just had dawned on me when we having this conversation. So I'm mad. He's like, man, don't worry about it. I'm gonna make sure you get his bed or whatever. I'm gonna make sure you get his bed or whatever. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, yeah, you better. To Atlanta. I'm talking about the movers. The neighborhood say don't smoke in the neighborhood, smoke free your community. The man I got out the truck, he's smoking a cigarette, y'all. I'm just like, this man here. And I just was like, you know what? Y'all not supposed to smoke on the property. He was like, okay, man, we'll smoke. I wait till we go on break or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. He was like, yeah, we're supposed to get the other half of the money when we. I said, you'll get the other half of the money when my stuff get put in my apartment. That's when you'll get the other half of the money. So then, they started moving stuff, and I'm looking in the truck as they're opening it up, and I'm like, they had plenty of room for my son's bed. He had a loft style bed with a slide on it. They had plenty of room to just put it in the truck without even taking it apart. I'm not even understanding what really happened. So I was really, really upset and frustrated because my son's bed is left in his apartment in Athens where somebody could have just easily went in there and stole my stuff. I know they was watching me move up out of there in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So they moving, you know, everything up into the apartment or whatever. He's like, I got a surprise for you. I can't wait to give you this gift or whatever. You're gonna love it. I hope you love it and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I can't wait to see what it is. So I'm waiting on them to just bring my clothes in so I can go take me a shower at this point. I don't care what he's talking about. I'm ready to take me a shower. You know what I'm saying? So they finally bring my stuff in. I'm able to take a shower. And then there was issues with my items. A lot of stuff got damaged, so I paid them partial of the money. And I had to file a claim, but that's besides the point. We're gonna talk about that. So he gave me the gift. He gave me this envelope. I'm like, what's in here? He was like, open it up and see. So I opened it up. It's $100. He was like, yeah, this is my bonus they had gave me, and I just wanted to give it to you because you mean so much to me. I'm just like, oh, he's so sweet. He's so sweet. Oh, you know. So because it really wasn't no money for real, but it was just like that was your bonus and you gave it to me. That was sweet. That was a kind gesture. And I ain't never had anybody just do all that. So I'm just like, oh, that's so sweet. So the next day, y'all, we go down to Athens. He's trying to figure out how to put a loft style bed, twin bed now, with a slide on it, into my car. I had a 2017 Chevy Sonic. That little small, that looked like a little Prius. That looked like a little Flintstone car. That's what I had. How we gonna fit this big bed inside of this little car? But he was up in there trying to figure it out, and I was just like, oh yay, my hero, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Happy. So he had me playing the whole hero thing. He was doing the whole little hero thing. You know how the little trick. So I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, you got your brownie points back. Because he hadn't lost some. Making him leave my stuff in Athens. He had got his little brownie points back. So then we go back to my apartment. He's putting all the beds and stuff together. And I'm happy. And I'm like, oh, too bad you gotta leave tomorrow. He's like, I was thinking. I'm like, what you was thinking? What you was thinking, sir? So then he was like, yeah, I was thinking, what? I don't want to leave you. You don't want me to leave. So what you think about me moving in or whatever? I was like, let me think about it or whatever. So we continue to put all my stuff up or whatever. So we was alone. It's people in my mouth, so I can't really say what happened. But y'all get my drift. Y'all get my drift. And then he asked me again after that, the maga. So I was like, okay, yeah, why not? Let's see what happens. So we go pick up my kids from my dad's house. And he met my dad down. My dad liked him. was surprised. They was like, basically, anything better than your baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? So, they liked him. And I liked him. My kids liked him. So, it was like a win-win. A win is a win. A win is a win at this point, right? So, time goes on now. He didn't have a car or anything. So my parents was just concerned on like how it was going to work with him not having a car, and I got 4 children. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, good question. But he been talking to his attorney or whatever, and he's waiting on his settlement to come in. So he'll be good. He'll be straight. He'll be able to get a car whenever that happens. They was like, okay, cool, okay. I like him. He got an attorney and everything. Okay, I like him. Seems like he he's well mannered. He always saying yes sir, yes ma'am, and I like that. That's real respectable. He's real respectable. And then my stepmom was like, and he's accepting you of your 4 kids. We gotta do anything. But anywho, time goes on. He was like, yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get the car to go to work or whatever. I kept telling him that he could like, drive my car to go to work or whatever. He kept on saying like, nah, I would rather, me not do that. If we go out there, I'd rather it all be all of us or whatever, and I'd rather you take me to work. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be driving you to work. I don't even drive myself to work. I work from home. Like, you can drive yourself to work. And he was like, I think it might be best if I just, find a job out your way. So he ended up quitting his job, right? And I'm like, hold up. Let me help you find you a job, because what we're not gonna do is that. So I'm on the phone. I'm finding him a job. I literally found him a job in that same day with no problem. So I had got him an interview at this Atlanta landscaping company or whatever, right around the corner from my house. So he is damn. I was able to get him an interview that same week, right? So it was cool. I was like, okay, we lit. I'm asking him like how much they say they paying. He don't have the audacity to try me and tell my son, oh, they say they're gonna pay me $100 an hour. I said, be for real. How much are they paying you? Because they're paying you $100 an hour. I'm going to quit my job right now. How much are they paying you? He was like, they're going to discuss it. We're going to discuss it at the interview. I'm like, okay. Or whatever. Anything was better than what he was making, because the boy was working for $750 in 2020. What was 2021? Making $750. As a 27-year-old man, you making $750. Be for real. What are you doing with your life? So we go to his mama's house to go get him some clothes. He come out with his TV. He like, yeah, we probably can get rid of your son bed and just get him this bed right here, this bed that I have. I said, I'm not finna get my son your bed. You can keep your bed here. It's not finna come to my house. And he was like, okay, well, I could bring this couch over there. I'm like, no, you can leave your couch where it is. It's not finna come over there. And then he just kept on trying to figure out a way to like bring big stuff in a car that's too small for even you really to fit in. It just was like too much. And then he was like, yeah, we could probably get rid of your kids bunk bed, and just they can have this bed or whatever. I'm like, no, why would I do that? I just bought that. Like, how do you sound? Then he was like, everything I say, you just want to down it. Everything I say, you're downing it. All my ideas, I'm just trying to be helpful. You just want to down it. I said, I understand what you're trying to do, but like I said, I just bought those items. I just bought that bunk bed. And it's pink for a girl. I just bought my son bed. He has a loft style bed with a slide on it. Why would he want to go from that to this bed? It don't even have no headboard. And you've been sleeping in this. What? I don't know how many people. Like, what? Why? Why would I want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. Like, I'm not even trying to come at you with an attitude, but I'm just being for real. Like, be for real. So then, he was like, my TV can come. Can my TV come? I'm like, yeah, you can bring your TV, but that's about it in your clothes. Shit. So then, we do it like that. We leave his mama house, or we go back to my house.